Say, man, you're in a privileged position right now. You're in a place to be.
With TKB, the Bushleague Sports Friends Fantasy Show.
When are we making them beats again?
Trenches. Come get some work on your free time. Nico Trenches, we train O-line and D-line. Getting sacks on quarterbacks, you know we live. When you kick at 45, keep your nose on his inside. You better punch something, keep your feet moving, dog. My 3 tech and 1 tech, they some real hoes. My DN 6'5", he ain't got no flaws. Good grades, good feet, man, he got it all. I said it crazy, he'll snatch something. Real aggressive jump, said he tryna grab something. If the old don't shoot their hands, you better jab some. You better stab some, bull then snatch some. From the youth to the pros, we get it in. If you ain't watching film, you ain't trying to win. If you close the beat gap, then you gotta spin. If you get around the edge, then you gotta bend. I'm in the trenches where the lineman at. I'm in the trenches where the lineman at.
When are we making them beats
I'm
again?
in the trenches where the lineman at. Where the lineman at. Where the lineman at. D tackle, do your dance. D ends, do your dance. Centers, do your dance. Guards, do your dance. Tackle, do your dance. I'm in the trenches where the lineman at. I'm in the trenches where the lineman at.
For John Jerry, Rock'em Sock'em Hockey.
And I was getting snacks, and I was taking photos in the back of all the food.
Wait a minute, drinks. You're 19 years old.
Yeah, I'm talking about Mountain Dew, baby. All right.
He called me baby.
The return to glory.
I never thought we'd see anything that could rival the hug with his father in 1997, but we just did. That will be the greatest scene
Get ready,
in golf
for the next little while.
forever.
We're going to
Jim
show you
Nance.
what I call Rock'em Sock'em Hockey. We're going to start with the goaltenders. Now, why would anybody want to be a goaltender? Blue likes them, but she's a little flaky too.
Show me what you're working with. Come on.
Angie Dundee, Ali's trainer, right next to me is saying it. You may hear him. Down goes Frazier! Down goes Frazier! Down goes Frazier!
Everybody that you fight is not your enemy.
Where my dogs
Everybody
at?
that helps you is not your friend.
Where my dogs at?
And that's what life's gonna be.
Now. Some of y'all got great dogs. What about that sandbox? This would be some perfect theme speed, though. It's like you in a theme park.
Frontside 1080 double court
So you
signal
need
for
some
the money
theme
meter.
Yeah.
Oh, backside triple court, 1440. Salute to the crowd.
All right,
Where my
Mark,
dogs
congratulations for the second time
Where
in your
my
career.
motherfucking dogs
2 gold
at?
medals and 1 X Games.
What?
I'm here with the winner, Derek Lewis. Derek, why'd you take your pants off?
I like
Balls
that.
are caught.
Now break that down for me.
Understand.
Now.
Brady goes for the big ball to Moss. He reels it in. Brady within to Moss. Touchdown Patriots.
I'm sure you've experienced this moment where you skate down the street and some shit for brains yells out of his window, "Do a kickflip! Do a kickflip! Do a kickflip!" That's it.
The look away to Levinson. Jordan.
Like that.
Michael Jordan.
Bang, bang. Bang, bang.
Two of the biggest stars in female sport lined up in the women's singles final on centre court. Serena Williams faced Maria Sharapova, winning just 1 game in the whole match.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to episode 3 Bushleague Sports. I'm your host, TKB. I'm stoked to be here tonight. I'm stoked to be chatting football, stoked to be chatting sports, all kinds of different things tonight. We're going to get you filled in on what's going on the Friends Fantasy League. My friend No Sleep Trav's going to be here hanging with us. We're going to get into everything going on. We're just a little over halftime in the football game. Things are rolling. It's a tight game within 5 points, 17-12, and I'm just stoked to be here tonight. I'm going to bring up my host, see how he's doing. What's going on, brother? What's happening?
Hey, what's up, man? What's up, dude?
It's a good week, man. We are, Thursday now? Thursday night football. The weekend's coming up, man. I couldn't be more pumped. Week 3 NFL season. I'm stoked.
Let's go, man. No, I'm stoked. It's been a big week. Obviously, I got dusted up in a lot of my fantasy leagues, but enjoyed a good bunch of football. Good seeing where everybody's in on the leaderboard on the Friends Fantasy League, and just good to have another week of football happen and kicked off with a decent game here. I thought San Francisco was going to be taking this one a little easier. If you see over my shoulder tonight, that's because I'm scouting the game. But I'm just stoked to hear how your week went in fantasy and go through our picks for this week, next week, and last week, and all the goods, man.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I actually went 3-0 this week in my leagues. I'm a Steeler fan, but I was lucky that Najee didn't go off. The Steelers obviously picked up the win. Pretty stoked about that. But my competitor there in the one league had Najee that last game, and it was tight. I want to see Najee put up some points, but not when he's playing me.
Yeah, he only put up about 5, so that'll save you a little bit for sure. Obviously, we had all kinds of action going on last week. A lot of guys going down and different guys stepping up, making big things. I think we'll get into that a little bit later. And just, lots happening. And it's just, as always, stoked to be back for another week chatting football with you, buddy.
Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah, dude. It was a crazy week. Some upsets again, in my opinion. And there was a couple of them that you called. I remember us last week talking specifically, what happens if Cincinnati goes down to Baltimore, and you called it. Cincinnati went down to Baltimore. I said, are they going to be burning the ships? What's going on? But you were calm, cool, and collected. You said, Cincy's going to Cincy, and they're still gonna pull it out and make a run. But yeah, you called it, man. That was a good pick, man. That was a pick I didn't expect here in week 2.
Yeah, no, it was a tight game, but I think it was within 3, if I recall.
Yeah, it was a close one.
Like that. Obviously, you ended up getting the better of a guy there, but last week there was quite a bit of action that went on in the league. There was some, different ones. Detroit didn't get it like I thought they would. I thought they'd come out and get another win. The Colts they did pretty okay. And again, I was wrong with the Chiefs. Both the Chiefs and Lions outcomes, I was wrong. I called the Jaguars beating them, and they didn't even hit double digits.
So the Detroit game we both called right after Seattle's poor performance in the second half of week 1. Seattle came and they rallied. Geno Smith rallied. The team rallied. Really cool to see them come out and pull out that win. I was hoping Detroit, was going to be a tough team this year. I think they still are, but cool to see Seattle get the win.
And shouts to our boy Sickles with he drafts Geno in the 3rd round, benches him week 2, and he goes off. You deserve it.
Another game that kind of caught me off guard that I don't remember who I picked. No, I picked them. Yeah, so I picked the Giants. You picked Jacksonville. You picked Arizona, and by midway through the second, I'm like, is New York going to score a touchdown all year? Are they going to get any points this year? Man, they were looking rough. Arizona was rolling, and then all of a sudden the floodgates opened, and New York was just pouring on the points. That was cool to see them kind of break out and break out like they did.
Yeah, and obviously Saquon going down. I don't think we planned to chat about that a little later, but that's hopefully he's not out for too long. Hopefully it's just a couple weeks. Matt Breida, I picked him up in some places, but then I kind of let him go because I don't know if maybe Brightwell's going to be ripping or not. But hopefully he's not out for too long because he was kind of one of the consensus big dogs again coming into this year.
Definitely. I know we're going to get into a couple highlights a little bit later, but tell me about your Broncos. What's going on?
I mean, I don't know, man. And it's a lot of the same, right? It's like people in the preseason are like, oh yeah, don't worry about it because they're losing close 2-point games, 1-point game, 3-point game, and it looks like more of the same, right? I mean, they made a good push to get there, and obviously would have been cool if they tied it. You can't discredit them. They got all the way down. They came within 2, and it's a 50-50 toss-up play. You make them or you don't. Obviously, sure. It's nicer to not be in that situation, ideally. But hopefully they get a win on the board before I go down there. That would be nice. And if they don't, well, hopefully they get the first one when I'm there.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited to pull up the picks here and go through our picks for week 3 here, and we'll see kind of where we're at. But
and Javon, I wish he would get going, but he's not. But what do you do?
Yeah. But I want to talk about, we're in week 2. I'm pretty sure we made a little bet in week 1 and then had to roll it over to week 2 because we tied 7-9. Rough start for both of us.
Yeah,
7-9.
We were both pretty
we're rolling into week 2.
I mean, I don't feel too bad about it. It's always you're just rolling the dice in week 1. I feel like in week 2 you have to get a little better. If you don't, then you're totally Bush League, which we could get away with. Most can't. But at the end of the day, I always feel like it's a whole new team. So that's why I always say, even with the guys, I try to wait like 2, 3, 4 weeks. Like, I guess I regret telling people to wait on Puka last week, which we'll get into a little later. But I usually try to wait. It's something I've learned over the years to kind of give it a few weeks and see what happens. But
Sure.
Week 2, I think we both ended up in the positives, and we had a little bet going for sure, and a few other things happening. We rolled it over. We were supposed to do 25 push-ups, whoever lost week 1, and I think it ended up being the other way around, where now after that we had to double it up to 50. So we'll see if has to go through, see if the NFC workout goal are paying off for the boys or not.
So I'll tell you what, earlier today I went through all of our picks, and it was close, and I was nervous because, you have your order of your picks, and you and I had the same order, and I missed, a couple of the first few picks. I think I missed 3 of the first 4 picks, and you got them all right. And I'm like, it's over for me. However, we kind of went a little bit further down, and
late rounds.
Late rounds, and I didn't miss any at the end. So let me tell you, man, you went 10-6.
Nice.
What got you into trouble? Yeah. 10-6 is solid, man. Detroit got you into trouble. Chicago got you into trouble. Jacksonville. I don't know what you were thinking with that Jacksonville pick, man.
I mean, I had to make a bold play. There you
go.
You see people that are like, "Oh, this guy called this a crazy take." Well, yeah, I got to throw a couple of my own darts.
For sure.
We'll just pretend the ones that I'm wrong didn't happen, right? Don't flip it, don't worry about it. And then the ones that do, we'll send them on.
Yeah, they were genius. They were genius.
And you, where'd you end up?
So I ended up at 12-6, man. I ended up at 12-6. 12-4. Real strong start. And I
don't know if I could, but I think we might
remember something. Yeah.
Big Fitty.
I'll tell you what, man, I agree. We'll push it to next week. I think you should start warming up this week, though. Maybe getting ready for next week, because, my picks this week are spot on, man. I'm stoked about it. I think I'm feeling good, man. Maybe not, definitely not 16-0. That's not possible. But I'm going to go. So last week I was 7-9. Let's go. I'm 12-4 this week. I'm feeling good about this week. That's good. That's a solid week.
Oh, nice. I like it. No, obviously,
I'm feeling good. I can predict the future. This week I might go 16-0. Who knows? I might go 16-0. Hey, wrap that up, clip it. We'll put it for next week when I go 16-0. Let's freaking do it.
Let's go. Let's see if you can pull it off. Well, I guess I got to pay my dues. Why do we do it? We going live on air. We got to pay the dues.
I think you do, as long as you got pants on, man. I don't want we got to run this beforehand.
That was funny. The one show when I just popped up and I'm like, holy, that was good. We're live. I couldn't edit it for the whole world. Definitely got pants. Definitely came prepared. Didn't know who was winning. Didn't know who was losing. I don't know if we can get a view of it though. We'll see. We'll see here.
Yeah, I don't know. Here we go. 50. All right, I'm all here for cheering you on, bud.
Can we go? Can we see it?
Oh yeah, we got it, man. We got it. Dude, I like the bar high seat. No, you're perfect. You're perfect. No.
There we go.
Get a good stretch in first, man. I don't need any muscles pulled. There we go. Oh, dang, he's flexible. All right. Okay. You've been working out. You've been with Joel's program's been working. I'm liking it.
The flexibility comes from being a goalie for a lot of years. But let's see.
There you go. Here we go.
See if we get it. Are we in view?
All right. Yeah, you're totally in view, man. Let's go. Here we go. Here we go.
No promises. We'll do them all in one. We'll try. We'll see.
Nah, you're good, man. You're good. If I was up doing this right now, it would be painful, man. We've been having some fun on X lately. a group, myself and some other sassies have been working out. We've been doing push-ups. We've been motivating each other throughout the day. So I'm stoked to link up with you and Joel and see how we can integrate together. You know, a lot of us live this sedentary lifestyle where we're on the computer over 6 hours a day. We gotta get out when we can. And dude, I appreciate that. And I appreciate what you guys are bringing to the table with NFT Pro Fitness. And look at you just knocking these out. Keep pushing, man. Let's go. I appreciate it, man. But listen, this is the last week we're betting on games, right? We're not betting on games. No more push-ups. Can I go out not having to do push-ups? What are we thinking? Here we go.
We got a few more, and then I'll tell you how it's going to be.
Oh, no. Are we going to up it every week? Oh, boy. Here we go.
One more.
I like it. Get it done. Get it done.
Nice.
There it goes. Ah, there you go. Heck yeah.
Whoa. Let's go.
Slow clap. Slow clap.
That was a hard push. I've done 40 a lot, not 50.
Dude, I'll tell you what, man. You know, being able to just go in and do those push-ups, that's impressive. That's impressive. I'm glad it's not me, though. I am glad it's not me. You know, next week I'm hoping it's not going to be me either. So are we gonna carry another bet on to next week? What are we thinking? How are we feeling?
Oh, I don't see why we're not doing it every week. 25.
All right, 25 a week. 25 a week. I think tie-ins will get you into trouble. Tie-ins what's going to get us into trouble.
There, we're back. We're back.
There you go, man. There you go. Great work, dude.
25's easy work, but
yeah,
I've been trying to do a lot of like when I'm not when I'm not home or not able to work out, even just when I'm out at work, trying to do like reps of 100. So I'll do 100 jumping jacks, 100 squats, 100 push-ups, 100 like high steps on something, and then when I get home, I'll try to do like 100 sit-ups. So
sure.
I've been trying to do. I used to just do sets of 20, but I've been trying to do 40, 40, 20.
Ooh.
So I've been doing a lot of 40. The second one's always super hard, and then the last 20 is super easy when you do it that way. But 50, I'll be breathing for a minute.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good. Yeah, I think that's a great move. I would even be doing 25s. That's 5 sets of 25. Get you through it all. That's kind of what I was saying, that we've been doing some stuff on, with some of the sassies just online to motivate each other. And we've been just taking 5 hours throughout the day and doing 25 push-ups on the hour mark, 25 sit-ups, 25 squats, and other variations of like heel touches and reverse crunches, lunges, things like that. Just again, to get out of the seat, stay motivated, have fun together, and get stronger, right?
And you guys are just doing that a bunch of in the Discord, hanging out.
Just talking smack, having fun. The people that say they're going to jump in, we want to motivate them to jump in because, 25 push-ups is hard. I mean, it's not easy, especially if it's not something you do all the time. So come jump in, get 10, get 5. Just join us.
I love that you mentioned that because obviously with us, Bushleague Sports, and with Joel with Bam Bam Boxing and NFT Pro Fitness and all that, Joel's new website that we're getting going, we'll be integrating obviously his lives and stuff. And this Friday, which is tomorrow morning, like 10 hours from now, we'll be live doing Freestyle Friday. So anybody who wants to come, hop in our Discord, can hop in tomorrow. 6 o'clock, we'll be live doing the workout. So 5:30, because it's kind of one of the things we want to integrate is being able to like hang out with Joel, get to know him, hang out. So at 5:30, me and Joel will be in the Discord, hanging out, having a water, having a coffee, chatting with people, whoever wants to pop in. He'll be live for his workout. Obviously, he'll be live through his website to all his customers and everything. And then we'll also be doing a live stream to everybody in the Discord. And that's something we're going to start doing every Friday. So we'd love to have you bring the Sassy fam out on Fridays. That'd be sweet.
Absolutely. And this is at 5:30 p.m., correct?
No, in the morning, a.m. Joel does everything in the morning usually.
Let's go. I'm there. So 5:30 your time. So that would be 7:30 Eastern, correct?
What time are you right now?
I am Central and I am 9:30. So it's 10:30 Eastern.
Yeah, so like Eastern, it's early. Like when we go 6, it's 4 o'clock or sorry.
Opposite. It would be 8.
8 o'clock, yeah. And
that's not bad.
Yep.
Well, dude, yeah, that's great, man. And anything to get us out of our seats. And I think these communities, through Discord, the Bushleague Sports community, Bushleague Media, let's hold each other accountable, but let's have fun at the same time. Let's motivate each other, and I think it'll be great. Yeah, I really like that. Fridays are perfect.
For anyone who doesn't know too, Joel, he's live 5 days a week, so he's got a 2-day-a-week course, Tuesday, Thursday, and then a 3-day Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then he's also got his boxing program and those classes that he's doing. We want to eventually. What'll happen is through NFT membership, you'll be able to get into that room in Discord, hang out, chat with them. But without it, you can still do everything else, still do your workouts, do all the same stuff you can do right now, but just kind of integrate that extra layer. And one thing we thought would be fun is showing people what it is and letting them come do that. So 100%, man, bring the Sassy fam. Love to do that with you. If not this Friday, line them up for next, and that'd be sweet. I'd be stoked to do it.
I need to get on the heavy bag workout. I was doing, I get on YouTube and find heavy bag workouts and I go through them. And I know Joel, obviously being a professional boxer, and do you guys have heavy bag workouts, or does he do bag work, or is it all shadow?
No, a little bit of everything. I don't have any of the clips queued up right now. But,
no worries.
He definitely does a little bit of everything, and in that workout, he's kind of set it up so you can do it whether you have a partner, whether it's shadow boxing. But there's definitely a couple bag workout classes, and they were nuts, man. When we were filming them, I was surprised the bag stayed on the rack, because Joel was like, he was going all in.
Giving it to it, yeah.
He was filming his thing, right? He's putting his life's work into a couple of classes, so he was really giving it to her. It's pretty fun I'm pretty stoked to release it in the near future. It'll be sweet.
What I love about bag work is it's all about effort, man. How hard you go, right? It can be the hardest workout ever, or you can dog it and not get anything out of it, man. That's why I love the bag work. But so I know that I'm going to have to tap in. I know that you guys have a podcast coming out soon, and I want to ask you questions about your and Joel's relationship, because clearly you have known each other a long time. But any plans on your release of that, and when that's coming out, and when we can tap in and learn a little bit more about what you guys are doing?
We were thinking maybe in October. I think we had a couple of delays in editing some stuff, so we might either push it to mid-October maybe, or November. We'll see see how it works out. But we want to have about 3 or 4 episodes done and edited and ready before we release anything, just so we can take the pressure off ourselves.
Sure.
So that's what we'll be rooting for. So probably we'll see if we can do it in 10 days if we're ready. But I'm thinking more like the middle of the month is something realistic, and kind of go from there. But it'll be really fun to start doing that. We've recorded a few episodes, did one with his dad and one with one of our friends, Lizzie, who's she's a pretty good boxer. So it's been great fun so far.
Awesome, man. But hey, we probably got to get back to football, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say, should we get into a little bit of it's either got the little bit of Thursday night football train going along there, and maybe we should get into what went on last week and dial in a few of the big things. I think one of the biggest ones is Chubb going down, right? That sucks. That's a big one, right? Chubb injury.
Yeah, that's and it was gruesome to watch, and you go back and you don't want to watch it, but you watch it over again and over again and over again, and just a great dude. The heart of the team. To see him go down like that, it hurts. It definitely hurts. It was cool to see Ford come in, and he's a great player, right? Great pickup for anybody. I know Kareem Hunt also got signed by the Browns this week. Knows the offense. Is comfortable with a lot of the players, so he'll come in and be successful right away. But I do think Ford's the play there moving forward. Just you got to feel bad for Chubb. For sure. And I mean, I feel bad. I feel like I'm the reason it happened. Like the freaking fantasy gods, man. Me and the boys were joking about it. And obviously not, I wish him all the best. It's got nothing to do with me at all. But I'm a big fan of Chubb, big fan of the Cleveland offense. For the last literally 4 years, I've held Kareem Hunt as backup, and this year everywhere. I is a guy that had Jerome Ford in like every league in the planet. So I've literally held Chubb's backup for like 4 years. And literally a couple hours before the game, I was making roster moves and adjusting some stuff. And I'm like, I'm just going to get rid of Chubb's backup for a week. In about 3 leagues, in 3 leagues, I went in and made the exact same decision. He was the guy who I'm like, Chubb will be fine.
So I'll just do this, and I'll try to pick him back up in a week or two when I can. And for the first time in 4 years, I dropped Chubb's backup, and that happened. So,
no.
Sorry, Nick Chubb, I cursed you.
So, question for you. So I do have Deshaun Watson. I mean, what do you think of his performance? Do you think that, the Steelers defense is, TJ Watt, come on, should fantasy owners with Deshaun Watson, should they be nervous?
I don't know. It's 2 games. He did good in the first one. It wasn't 2 bad games. It was one pretty good game and then one not good game. I guess if you were worried about him, you better be worried about like Burrows and everybody else. Sure. In a row, a little more than you should be worried about him having one bad one. So again, we'll give it 3 or 4. Like I said, I'm gonna stick to my guns. And by week 5, I'm gonna really start putting the pedal out. You can call it Bushleague, you can call it whatever you want, but that's just the way it's gonna be.
Gotcha. I don't think it's a bad call. Yeah, I don't think it's a bad call. And turnaround player of the week, out of Cincy as well. My guy. Yeah, Higgs. He came up big. I started him. He came up big for me. I was pretty stoked. It was either him or Judy again, and I went with him, and it worked out. So that was a turnaround week for Higgins, and we'll see what happens. See what happens going forward. So.
No, that's good. I'm glad you had the kahunas to play him after he gave you a 0 after last time, and we had that discussion. I'm just finally now catching my breath from the fitty. We're back in biz over here.
You're good, man. You're good. That's some tough work on camera, live.
Once I pushed it past 40, I was like, at this point, I gotta quit because what am I gonna do? Come back later, do 5 or 6?
You gotta keep going. You gotta keep going.
I gotta push this.
So I'll give you something, man. This week I did a bunch of push-ups this week, but on Wednesday there was some kind of push-up challenge. I'm not really sure what it was, but somebody's like, "Hey, you got to do push-ups and post them." So I did push-ups and posted them, and I did 35, and I was struggling by the end. So if it was me doing that 50, I don't know, man. I might have had to break them up. I might have took the high road and broke them up. So you're a bigger man than me tonight. That's for sure.
I probably should have. The listeners wouldn't have had to listen to me just being like 3 minutes after.
Sure. So one thing that got brought to my attention that I wasn't really aware of, or I wasn't really following it, is that there's a little bit of a Monday night, I guess you could call it a curse going on right now. So there was, this Monday night, Chubb just his knees obliterated. He's going to be lucky to come back at all. I don't want to say dude's tough. He's resilient. I hope he comes back, man. It is going to be tough to even play football again, in my mind, or at least at the level that he's played his entire career.
I'm looking through my notes, and I'm knowing the meme. Who showed us that? I forget.
We definitely got to shout him out, but
you got to carry us for a second.
All right, pull it out. So obviously, this week with Chubb, and then last week with Aaron Rodgers tearing his Achilles, and just coming up, and it is what it is. However, if we go back to Monday night, the last Monday night game at the end of the season, there, if you all remember, it was the finals in most fantasy leagues. It was the Cincinnati Buffalo game where DeMar Hamlin went down and essentially died on the field, and was resuscitated and is good now. But the last 3 big Monday night games have all ended tragically for certain players. So kind of what's your take on that? That's some football gods. It's not looking too good for Monday nights.
I was trying to find who we got to give our creds to, so we're going to have to give a big shout in the future show because I can't pull it up, and I'm probably not the most entertaining human looking down trying to figure it out. But,
sure, I was struggling to carry us too.
Obviously, when they sent the meme of one of our community members, here we go, we found it. Travis, the pal Travis, shouts to you over in Ontario, the other side of the planet. I looked it up on the last scroll as I was giving up. but shouts to you, buddy. My buddy Maddie's friend, he kind of taught him what NFTs are and what the Bush League was all about. And he hopped in. He's been playing, and he's been one of the bigger fab earners in the Friends Fantasy League. That
There we go.
But obviously, he said that's what he said that. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I'll say, what's his first name?
Oh yeah, he's a beauty. Travis.
Killer first name, brother.
There we go, baby. Let's go.
Good first name.
But obviously, he sent us a meme, and it was like the curse of the Monday night, and it just said like DeMar Hamlin and Aaron Rodgers and was it Nick Chubb, and that was the three kind of guys going down. Was it Nick Chubb was the third one, right? And and obviously, like I was like, wait a minute, that's actually a crazy statistic, and obviously. Condolences to DeMar Hamlin. Obviously, we wish him all the best and everything. It was kind of crazy to see that because it's something that's like never happened in the history of the NFL, and they kind of whatever happened, it takes a hit, and just so happy there's that much medical personnel around there to save him and bring him back. That's obviously like a way bigger one than some of the other injuries, and you're curious as to why something like that kind of happens out of nowhere when it hasn't happened in 100 years before. But beyond that, just crazy. There's that many Monday night injuries. Like, I guess hopefully there's not one this Monday and it could end, or hopefully people are trying to stretch the story of like I don't know, maybe they'll be trying to stretch the story into whoever gets injured on Monday night. Right. But I guess luckily there's only one game on Monday night. So I guess it's less susceptible. Sunday, someone always gets hurt, right? It's almost a given, right? But on Monday, I guess, maybe it is crazy to have an injury that many Mondays in a row that's that big, right?
Well, and serious injuries, that affect careers almost for 3 in a row. The DeMar Hamlin one was tough, and it was so intense. So I don't want to compare it to something that it's not as it is as big in some sense, but like, you remember where you were when major events happen, like. I'm going to say something here, but it just maybe don't compare the two. It's apples to oranges, but like September 11th, like, dude, I remember where I was. I remember where I watched, all of that. But, and I remember that with the DeMar Hamlin situation is that, like I was at my buddy's in his garage, I walked home. It was not too far away. I came in my house and, I turned the TV on and, it was chaos, right? It was calm on the field, but they kept going back and forth between the field and the broadcast booth. In the broadcast booth, they didn't have anything to say. They were just carrying it along. I don't remember who the broadcasters were, but they were pretty much saying, hey, we got to close this down. I can only say condolences for this guy so much. I can only say how scared I am so much. I mean, it was just a crazy time. And then the fantasy implications of it were really interesting. And again, not to take away from this young man who got injured and who was really hurt. This was the last week of the fantasy season. This was the finals for a lot of leagues. So this game really hung leagues in the balance. I was in the finals in my league, and I was up. I was projected to win by like 10 points. I was like, hell yeah, here we go. I was up by like 30, and I didn't have anybody else to play, and he had Stephon Diggs. And Stephon Diggs could go off. And so I'm like,
30 points.
Exactly. When they were talking, hey, we're going to cancel the game, I'm like, hey, I was projected to win, pay me my money, but Stephon Diggs could have easily went off and scored 30 points. That it almost could have been likely that he went off and scored 30 points.
Did you just play the next week after?
So no, we didn't play the next week. So we split the cash. We split the cash prize, and I took the champ. I took the title of champion. There may be an asterisk in the record books, but I don't see that asterisk. I'm blind to it. So I took the title of champion because I was projected to win, but we split the payout. So
that's like the year our hockey league shut down because of COVID. Like I was dummying in the first round of the playoffs. The guy who had like the best chance was probably about to lose, and then they shut down the league. And I was like, I win. I don't know what else.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you, boys, because I was back-to-back champs. I was going for three-peat, right? And so one of my buddies was like, oh, I was first in the league at the end of the season. But I was like the way I did it, he was one win ahead, but I legit wasn't trying to win for the last 3 weeks. I was like strategizing my lineup going into playoffs because I was so far ahead that I was literally like just not kind of forfeiting a few weeks so that I could have extra man games going into week 1 of the playoffs. Because that's why I kept winning every year, because I would just out man game everybody, because there's like blocks and shots and everything in that league, right? And so then I was like, no, that's not the way it works. You were literally about to lose in round 1. I was dummying a guy, and I just get the ass. So it did, our trophy just says COVID on it.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
I don't know if this one does. No, this one doesn't, but the hockey one does. But yeah, obviously, hopefully this Monday goes flawless. And then the other big one's Puka. Puka is such a big thing last week. Hard not to talk about it. 2-2 Atwell. They're both ripping while Cooper Kupp's out. It's interesting to see like what's going to happen now. Does Cooper Kupp? They don't need to pay him anymore. They got this young rookie that can do it for free. It'll be interesting to see where that goes, right?
One thing I should have looked up beforehand was Cooper Kupp's targets last season and what he averaged. So many?
10 a game. I don't know. Maybe I'm incorrect.
So I'm pretty sure. I was just looking a second ago. It looks like Puka's targets in week 1 was like 15, and in week 2 like 20. Hold on. Yeah. 15 targets in week 1 and 20 targets in week 2.
Yeah,
what
which
are
is
we doing? 10 receptions week 1, 15 receptions week 2. This kid's the real deal.
Yeah, no, for sure. He's absolutely buzzing. It's the most receptions through 2 games, I think, in NFL history. I could be incorrect, but I think it is, which is pretty beauty for sure. Obviously, like someone came on the show on Sunday morning. I didn't know if you were listening, and they were asking, and I was like, I can't remember who they were thinking of starting. Maybe it was T. Higgins. It could have been someone else. But I was like, I think I would just go with them. Like Puka, I wouldn't be benching a guy I drafted in the 2nd, 3rd round yet for Puka. I want to see like one more week out of him, right? Of course, he goes off for just like a record week. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's a Bush League take right out the gate instantly.
Yeah, most definitely. No, it was impressive. He's doing wonders for that offense. And let me tell you, who we were talking about last week, and I forgot about it. We were talking about Akers. Sorry, yeah. I'm switching subjects real quick. That Akers thing happened fast because maybe I wasn't on the ball on Sunday morning and realizing that he was out, but I had to make a last-minute change because I was, out running around at my kid's soccer game, and then I went to my kid's hockey game right before the start of the first game, and I'm, all of a sudden I see he's out, and I snuck somebody in just in the nick of time. I think I snuck in Dylan or something like that. But yeah, Akers, that's interesting. That's definitely interesting. What's your take on that and him looking for a trade? Or potentially looking for a trade?
I guess I don't think Akers was potentially looking for a trade. I just think him and the team weren't getting along. It seemed to be the case. Like, I don't think he expected it, and then all of a sudden he's getting traded. I guess, like, I don't know. They had their differences last year, right? And then he came on at the end and just ripped like 500-yard games, hard to deny. And then I don't know if this year they were just like, let's see what you do. And they basically, unfair to him, I feel like, again, you got to give a guy 3-4 weeks, give him 1 week. Didn't do anything with 22 carries. Who cares? Let him try again. If you're going to do it, let him do it again. See what happens. At least give him 2 at the very least. No, not just 1. But whatever. Again, in the same breath, same goes for Vikings, right? Madison's performed really well when he needed to and stepped up, and Dalvin Cook in the past. Seems like they're quick to bring someone in after 2 slow games for him. But again, who knows? That could just be me speculating as a fantasy fan as well. Too, maybe he's going to stay playing behind Madison, or who knows, but we'll see how that plays out in the end. For sure. Before we get into next week's picks, is there any other players that surprised you this week that maybe played really well that you said, hey, I expected them to play well? I mean, I guess it's good to see Lamar come back and play a good game, right? He had a real bad, not the best performance in week 1, came up, had a pretty decent game in week 2. So that was nice to see him get back on track. Obviously there's quite a bit, like Kyren Williams had a big game again for taking over for Akers. If we're coming off of Akers, he played a really big game. It was good to see, like, I didn't expect, I guess, Philly to come out like they did with Gainwell instead of Swift. I was kind of like, what are you doing? Gainwell had a good game, but then obviously he was injured. They give the ball to Swift. Swift does what I think Swift was supposed to do, because I drafted Swift in a lot of leagues. So I'm going to be interested to see what they do when Gainwell comes back, because I mean, it's clear, just let Swift do what give the Akers thing, give him the ball 20 times, he'll do his thing and perform. So it was nice to see him get back on track and put up a little over 20 points. And that was good to see. And I don't know, there's a lot of that did good this week. Andrews got a decent game in again with Lamar playing, and maybe that's why Lamar played good. But
sorry, I cut you off there. What was that? I apologize.
No, I said, who'd you like? Who are your go-tos?
I wanted to ask you a little bit more about Swift. Kind of Swift versus, I know it's not really the same, but let's go Swift versus Ford. Who do you like going forward? I think they both kind of came in and performed well. I would say that in a lot of leagues, they may have been the number 1 and number 2 off the waiver wire in week 3. Who do you like?
Who's that? Who's that? Sorry, I was busy changing the screen to match my character. Who's that? Who are you saying? Sorry.
I was saying Swift and Ford were likely 2 of the 2 coming off the waiver wire this week. Who do you like going forward more, and why?
I'm going to go ahead and say that saying Swift is coming off the waiver wire is an absolute Bush League take. He was drafted and on a roster in every single league there is known to man, and if there wasn't, I want to.
I picked him up this week.
Whoever gave up on him after week 1 is a peanut head. Oh boy. Nonetheless, obviously, I expected that. So to me, that I just expected Swift to do good.
Sure.
But Jerome Ford was amazing to see. To see him fill in, do that for Chubb, and hopefully he can keep doing it as the year goes on and keep ripping.
Somebody who impressed me as well is Warren out of Pittsburgh. Najee, didn't perform very well. It's a different offense than it used to be. We kind of talked about it last week. But Warren came in, catches out of the backfield, had some big plays. I was just about to pull up his stats, but he was another one that is looking up, that maybe, Pittsburgh is more of a like the majority of teams are, a 2 RB type team.
Jaylen Warren's kind of been in the background for a year or two, I guess. I stashed him last year, hoping he'd be that. That's one thing you'll learn if you listen to me. I probably had every backup running back on my roster at some point. I'm always just greaseballing, looking to see who gets injured. But it was nice to see that they don't got a lot going on. Who was it though? Pickens and Pickett. They had that nice 71-yard TD. When that one happened, and I was like, "Ooh, that's a beauty one." I don't think there was a ton of other huge plays, if I recall. I could be wrong, but that one was. I got to catch that one live as it happened, so that was pretty sweet to see. That they edged it out just barely, but I feel like if Chubb was there, they'd have lost.
Unfortunately, this week was some rather rough Monday night games. Both games were a little on the lower side. The other game was Carolina versus New Orleans, right? So not really high level. I don't know. I don't want to be too negative, but it was a little bit. It's not KC on the field, right? It's not Cincy. It's not Buffalo. It's not the 49ers. It's not the Eagles. It was a little different.
For sure. And what San Fran's pulling a little way now in the second half here, 23-12. But I think we should maybe get into our picks for the week coming up, and then we'll get into a few fantasy players for next week and such. I'm thinking we should just make up the rules on the fly of how we're going to fly through this. And I don't know if you see the page I got pulled up in the background. If you want to pull up that same one, or which one are we going off of?
I don't see the one you have pulled up right now. I see we're right between each other. But I do have the week 3 pick sheet up from Print Your Brackets. If you want to use that, we can just run right down through that. And we could go for a record, see if we could finish this thing in under 5. Did I lose you? Welcome to the No Sleep Show. I'm your guest host today, No Sleep. TKB hung up by the looks of things and left the stage. What I want to do right now is while I have this show to myself, I want to shout out my friends at Crash Test Joyride for the 6 streetwear. Crash Test Joyride is a sweet streetwear brand. They're amazing. And I also want to shout out my friends at Uncanny Country Club. I got the Uncanny Country Club shirt sent out to me by Breezy. Breezy's a beast. So thank you, Breezy, for sending this shirt. Crash Test Joyride. All my boys, D Slim, DK, Random Hero, Maxwell. Y'all are a bunch of beasts, man. Thanks for sending me this sweet gear. Happy to wear it on the Bushleague Sports Show, episode 3. TKB, you back? Man, he ain't back yet.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. I moved
my computer over 1 millimeter and it unplugged it, but now I can't. I don't know why. Here, hold on. I think is one of these. Okay, I think we're back.
You're back. You're back.
I see. I heard you. I heard you shilling all your buddies there. I was like, "Oh, what's this guy doing? We're gonna kick him out. We're never gonna let him go live."
Dude, I called it I called it the No Sleep Show too. I was like, "This is my show now. What are we doing?"
The Bushleague gear. Don't forget, go bushleaguemedia.com.
Hey, I did want to talk to you about that. I like that.
I'm just razzing.
You there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, 100%.
I can't hear you.
You should be able to. It says my mic's working. It says my mic's working. It says it is.
Oh man,
dude, man, we're Bushleaguing it today, dude.
I'm pretty sure everybody can hear me. I can see it on the stream that it's.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I couldn't hear you because I unplugged my mic as we were talking.
Oh, okay, yeah. So
we're Bushleaguing today, man. That's amazing. I know. Let's we just gotta play that. We'll clip that. Clip it, leave it in.
We can't clip it live.
There we go. But I need to get one of those shirts. I'll trade you up a Sassy shirt for one of those Bushleague shirts.
No, I love it. We'll be having we're gonna get a bunch of stuff set up on our store here soon for pre-order. We're gonna have a store going up with a bunch of Bushleague Media stuff. I think while I was doing push-ups, so you probably got to see we had a nice little back there. And we're going to have a bunch of shirts for Joel, some NFT Pro Fitness shirts, and then a fan favorite, the Bam Bam Boxing shirts. So we'll be having them go up for sale too on the store right away. But I say we get into those picks. We'll fly through them. What I'm thinking is what do we got? Like, are we just going, you're going, then I'm going? Are we doing something else? What I should do in the future is pull up the screen, set up all the tents in the corner. That's what I'm going to do for a future show. And then we'll place them. We'll do our pick things live. And then I'll throw it in the blog for the next week.
That's fun.
But today, how are we doing it?
Let's go. We'll just go down each game and just picks. We're not going to talk. We're just going to give our picks. I'll write them down as we go. And then at the end, I want you to pick, let's say, one game to talk about that you're interested in. And I'll pick one game that I'm interested in. We can go into a little bit more detail about those games, maybe 2.
We're going to do some fantasy players too, so we'll probably touch base.
Okay, all right. Yeah, let's do that. Okay.
But I say players too, the picks. I say you got about maybe we got about 10, maybe you got 15 seconds tops per game if you want to spit a little. Yeah, 10 seconds tops per person per yander. And so we're going back and forth or one person?
Back and forth. Game 1. You name the game. Name your pick. I'll name my pick.
Okay, that's it. Did it switch my audio or are we good? We're still
we're good. We're gravy.
Still buzzing. Okay, cool. Well, in the future too, we'll pull up the bracket. Maybe print your brackets. We'll give them a plug, but that's where we're using, and that's where you can see in the blog where me and Sleep have the picks going. But what do we got rolling over there? We will get going with game 1, which is obviously the game going tonight. And I think we both picked the same thing, San Fran.
Yeah,
I would highly doubt we did something else.
Yep, let's just go. Let's keep going.
Tennessee, Cleveland. I'm going Cleveland. That's the boys. They're going to take it. They're going to rally.
Oh, man. That's just your getting weird pick. Let's clip this out later when they win, but I'm going Tennessee all the way.
Nice.
All right, next game, Atlanta versus Detroit.
You're taking the pick? Am I going? I'm going Detroit.
You go Detroit again. I'm going to go Atlanta again. I felt, I don't know. I believe. Let's go.
You believe?
Yeah.
Green Bay, New Orleans. I'm going to take Green Bay. I think Jordan Love and the boys are going to get another one at home. They're going to get the home vibes rolling.
Green Bay this past week. How did they do? Green Bay dropped. Green Bay went down this week, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm going Green Bay as well.
Oh, we got it. Nice. Where are you going after that?
Next game is Denver, Miami. Sorry, man. Denver's going to 0-3. Picking Miami.
I honestly kind of want to join you in that boat. I'm going to stick with my boys and try to go big time. I know I can do 50 push-ups, Denver.
You can. All right, moving down to Minnesota, LA. What do you got for Minnesota and the Chargers?
Oof. Minnesota, they're going to test out their new toy, Cam Akers, and they're going to do some things.
Yeah, I agree. I'm sorry. I know we don't want to go the same picks too much, but we have to sometimes. Minnesota all the way. All right.
England at Jets. Jets at home. Bill Belichick.
Yeah, I'm going the Jets, man. I'm going
Jets,
to the Jets.
Yeah. I think I'm going to go with the Jets. I don't know why, but I am.
All right, let's go. So I'm falling behind and writing all these down. All right, next game, Buffalo versus. No, I'm good. Buffalo versus Washington.
I'm gonna go with Buffalo. They're gonna keep moving. They gotta keep rolling.
Yeah. You can't pick against Buffalo there. All right, here we go. Houston versus Jacksonville.
At home, Jacksonville. Let's go. I'm gonna keep picking the underdog. I never part with my hair, brother.
You're gonna keep picking the underdog, so we're just calling him. I mean, the Jacksonville's definitely not the underdogs in this game.
I mean, I guess I just assume Jacksonville's always the underdog. They've
not against Houston, man. What are we doing?
Name a year in football where Jacksonville hasn't been the worst team. I mean,
last year.
I still consider them.
No, I know, man. I know they were down at the bottom for so long. So from Mark Brunell all the way to Trevor Lawrence, that's when they came back. Anyway, moving on, Indianapolis, Baltimore.
I mean, got to give it to my boy again. Even though, I mean, it's hard to say. I wish I knew what Richardson was doing at this time because he's been dynamic. Baltimore, though.
Yeah, Baltimore. Gosh, I want to pick against you. But I can't. I'm going for that 16-0 this week. You know, I'm trying to manifest it, man. And I'm not manifesting Indianapolis beating Baltimore. I mean, I don't know if anybody can manifest that right now.
I mean, I don't deny it with you because we're like I said, we've seen a few weeks. We know what we're doing, so we're gonna get nailing them there. It's just a matter of time.
There we go.
Seattle, Carolina. Carolina's just not very good. So Seattle.
No, Carolina's gonna fall into that trap or that place that we were just talking about, Jacksonville. You know, that's going to be Carolina, unfortunately, for a little while. So, yep, Seattle. And let's just keep going and let's just bypass this next one, Chicago versus Kansas City, and just keep moving on.
Well, that was an over 10-second penalty.
Man.
We gave you a few. Yeah, well, you pushed her to 15. That was the second time.
Oh, no.
Red alarm.
You got to mute me. Can you mute me? You got to mute me next time.
No, that's funnier, I think. I was like, ooh, I'm going to press this button and see what happens.
All right. I love it.
Chicago. Okay. I'm not going to doubt the dogs. Let's go, Kansas. I can't do it again. I didn't mean to do it.
All right. Here we go. Dallas and Arizona. I mean, they look good in the first half. What do you think about Arizona?
I think they're going to be good when their boy comes back. Kyler Murray's a stud. I think it'll be good to have him back. For now, though, I don't think they're going to get the win this week. I think Dallas is going to get it.
Yeah, Dallas's defense is too tough. And to see what they did to the Jets, to see what they did to the Giants, and then the Giants came in and played Arizona and beat them after the Dallas put that smoke down on the Giants. That Bushleague beatdown on the Giants.
Bushleague beatdown, yeah, I like it. I got that cue. I got a cue here. Where is it? I think that was something you had rocked up here. Let's see if we can get her moving.
Yeah, let's go. The Bushleague beatdown. Bushleague beatdown that they got, man. Quote.
Let's go. Oh, what do we got? We got
that.
More.
Wrap it up. Trademark it. Bushleague beatdown.
Quote that. Trademark it. Wrap it up. He says. You love to see it. Amazing. Bush League beatdown. Love it. Great word.
Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah.
TM. Let's go.
All right. Hey, who gets the penalty on that one? Raise the red flag.
I think we would give it to the audio guy, the guy who cut the scene and played the 24-second clip. We don't have one though, so it's me. So he's off the hook today. Gotcha. Either way, for the culture, screw me. I went over my limit. I deserve a quick little. Oh, and we're back in biz, baby.
Perfect. All right. So I know who I'm picking in this next game.
I know who you're picking. It's Pittsburgh. And I'm going to just pick. You picked against my boys. I'll pick against yours. Las Vegas.
All right. Got it written down.
Am I wrong? Were you going Vegas?
No. God,
okay.
No.
Okay.
So, hey, what are we doing? 2 Monday night games. We talked about this last week, NFL. I need to look at your schedule in advance, man. Before you put out your schedule next week, NFL, or next year, sorry. You need to run it through Bushleague Sports. We need to approve this before you put it out.
Maybe they're trying to double the chances of keeping the Monday Night Curse going.
Oh, my God. I hope not.
Yeah, well, we only got 20 seconds, and then we'll talk about the games. What do we got?
All right, perfect. Philly versus Tampa.
Easy, Philly.
Tampa's 2-0 right now. Tampa is 2-0. Baker Magic Mayfield is pulling shit out. He's magic. But no way they're beating Philly. No way. I mean, never. It's not happening.
Rams and Cincy. I mean, Akers is the backbone of the organization. Shout to you, Akers. You're on my dynasty team. I love you. Perform well this week. Appreciate you. Take them out, Cincy. They're going to get the dub. The Rams don't deserve a win.
I'm going Rams. I'm going 0-3. You sold me last week. I was like, no way Cincy goes 0-2. No way in a million years they go 0-2. I'm telling you today they're going 0-3 next week. Cincinnati, there's going to be some problems. There's going to be some problems in Ohio this year.
I got a feeling that next week, I got a nice clip. Shouts to Snoop Dogg Death Row Mixtape NFTs for all the music we use in this. I got a nice Snoop Dogg clip that we might be rolling a lot in week 4 next week. We might see it 400 times. Who knows? It might just half of next week's stream might just be me playing that clip over and over and over again, and just everybody tagging Snoop hopefully till he shows up. That's my theory.
Perfect. So we made it through the picks. How long did it take? I mean, it had to have been less than 5 minutes.
10 minutes. No, I bet you it was 10. Maybe 8. But we did okay. I think it was good because I've taken a whole show to do them before. So that
I think we were like 40 last week. So yeah, for sure.
About it. No, we were buzzing along there. But obviously, there's going to be a lot of stuff. It's going to be good to see what might go on in the Falcons-Lions game. I'm interested to see if Montgomery's playing or not, and if Jamar Gibbs is going to just get to run the ship or not, and if it'll be like a Gibbs Bijan show, a couple little rookies running around there, see how that plays. That'll be a big game to watch and see who performs there. Not much big fantasy craziness going on there, but I don't know where do you think the biggest fantasy change-ups are going to be going into week 3 here?
The biggest fantasy change-ups. I don't know.
I think one of the, for me might be the Vikings, and just seeing what goes on there in that game. To be honest, it's another one of the early games, but just seeing what happens, bringing Akers in, if they're putting him up in front of Madison, or if he's getting to touch the ball, that's something I'll be pretty intrigued in, because for me, Madison's a guy who I went out and drafted a lot of. So this week, I'm kind of sitting there like, what is Akers coming in to be the dude? Like, is Madison going back to be behind Dalvin Cook style? What's going to happen in week 2? So I almost think that this is a week where hopefully you picked up like Kyrie Williams or Jerome Ford, and maybe you can afford to bench those guys if you have them, just to wait and see. Sometimes I'm in a few leagues where you play a few flex. I got to start a few guys. I'm probably going to have to play them, but really going to be a confusing backfield week over there, I think, personally.
Hey, one thing I wanted to ask about this game, have they talked at all about Ayuk and his injury? Is it the neck thing that's going on with him? Is that why he's out?
Honestly, I've just been so busy today. I didn't really get a chance to fully dial in on it. I've just been kind of running around like a chicken with my head cut off.
Yeah.
Bushleague Sports, we have day jobs and then we're dads and we sometimes don't catch the news. What I caught was the notification and I got him the hell out of my lineup and into the IR and picked up someone else and made sure he wasn't playing this week. I got that much. But Bushleague take. But by Sunday, when we dial in, Sunday morning, you pop in live with us. We'll get you dialed in. And not only will we give you probably the best tips aside from benching Puka, that one, scratch it from the record book. But other than that, we'll be able to give them all the info we need and probably understand what happened. We're just, sometimes we're Bush League. We don't know everything.
Yeah, for sure, man. It's going to be interesting. Definitely an interesting week. I'm excited to see Miami. We'll see what happens, man. Can they keep performing? What Tyreek put up last week? Did he put up some numbers again? I know Waddle did all right. Obviously,
I think it was like 18 or 20. I can't remember. Maybe I'm absolutely incorrect, but like it was another good week. It wasn't that crazy 202 like week one, which is crazy. But it was still a pretty rock solid performance.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, just an exciting week of football, man. I'm excited for it. It'll be good.
For sure.
So we talked about I talked a little bit about Swift. I picked him up in my league. We talked about Ford. What other sleeper pickups are you looking at this week, or were you looking at that you already grabbed?
This week, I think it was mostly just those same running backs. I mean, that kind of all went this week. It's been pretty picked out, right? Whether if you didn't get a chance at Puka, everybody probably took a run at Tutu Atwell. If he's somehow sitting there, it might be worth to pick up, see what happens. If for some reason, like you found DeAndre Swift on the reserve, a person should be going and looking. Maybe Jonathan Taylor's sitting out there, or Cooper Kupp. They're coming back soon. It's worth having. Kamara's coming back next week. So see.
Oh yeah, I have him on the bench in 2 of my leagues.
But I think that most of them are gone, right? Kyrie Williams is already picked up, probably playing for the Rams. Jerome Ford's picked up. See who comes out with Gus Edwards, Justice Hill, but again, probably both picked up already. The big one would have been where it's locked in now, but like I said, kind of right at the start of the show, Breed is playing, and just to see what Gary Brightwell does. I haven't had a chance because we're live to see if he's gotten the rock much or what's went on with him, but see what he's got going on. But for me, it's those few guys and maybe Craig Reynolds in Detroit, but see what he does this week. And it gets pretty picked over pretty fast. It's just basically now, do you have roster room? Do you have someone you want to sacrifice? And should you be going out and eyeballing some of the other guys' backups, like Derrick Henry's backup, like is Tajay Spears picked up, or is he on waivers? And I'm always the guy. That's why you always see me having all these weird guys, or I'll be dropping defenses on waivers to pick up an extra player and just to stash a few guys, see what evolves, because you never know who's going to get injured. It's easier to be ahead than behind. So sometimes go in and pick up the backup before the other guy's injured.
I don't know how you do that. I don't know how you have such a deep bench to do that. How you feel comfortable dropping some of these guys that are projecting to put up, 10 plus points a week. To
when you're as good at fantasy as me, everybody's projected to do that. So what do? You got to make a sacrifice somewhere.
I love it, man. Great stuff. Anybody, I know that it's week 2. We're just going into week 3. Don't panic on anybody. Nobody should be panicking. If you're a panicker, who should you be panicking on?
I think Alexander Madison that's a panic to me. I think maybe, I don't know who else on the spot.
No worries. Sorry to put you on the spot like that. It just kind of popped in.
I like it. Madison's a guy that definitely comes to mind. I think you got to really be trying to figure out what you're going to be doing with a big receiver. Like, has Keenan Allen done much of anything yet? I don't think he has. And I don't know who we're giving up on yet. We got another week or 2 before.
Good. No, I appreciate that, because I'm a panicker. I'm like, hey, I need to find a quarterback right now. Deshaun's not going to put up the numbers for me.
Nice.
I love it.
Well, do you want to go over a little bit? I want to get everybody dialed in on the Friends Fantasy League a little bit. This game will be wrapping up soon, and I'm sure we'll be kind of wrapping up with it a little bit. But I want to go over a little bit of where the standings are at in Friends Fantasy League, show everybody what's going on there. I know there's a few people that wanted to kind of figure out exactly how the league's working out and everything. There's about 5 minutes left in this game, and if you're down, we'll go through that. I know Shred and Sassy's been making some moves. We put out a bunch of updates and stuff this week, and sorry to everybody, we were testing out a new leaderboard. I'm pretty stoked on how it turned out. It looks pretty I got everything set up and then realized the stats were wrong, so I put out all the content for the week and then was like, I missed some stuff, so I had to run the leaderboard, so it might be a little different than what we sent out, but now it's locked in. We know what we're doing going ahead, but I'm pretty stoked on it. I wanted to get like a power ranking style leaderboard. I don't know if you've seen the new setup yet or not, but
I have. Yeah, it's sick, man. It's amazing. Dude, I've been having a lot of fun with this. Again, the content that's coming out on Twitter, on X, whatever it's called now, it's been so much fun. Yeah.
Like we are now, but yeah, no, thank you. I appreciate it. We've been trying to get a bunch of just, keep people involved and having fun with it.
And I think it's only going to increase as the year goes on, and as you're pulling this up this week, you kind of put out the league standings and you threw some jabs in there, had some fun talking about the different communities. But to see those communities go in and, some defend themselves, some, just like the post, it's been kind of interesting. So it'll be fun to see, when week 6 comes along and you're badgering the last place team, what kind of love are they going to give you back? It's going to be fun to see.
Well, I'm going to try, we'll be doing different things to instigate, how they get points and stuff as we go. And I'll kind of get into that a little bit over here. But obviously what we got going on, for anyone that doesn't know, is we're kind of testing out a new format of playing. Obviously everyone knows how to play fantasy, get in your league, play against your friends, win some prizes. We're testing out the layer of having a tournament where those leagues get to play against each other, and then an extra layer of social interactions rewarding you with fab or basically money in the league to purchase your players. And so far it's been working out. It's been pretty fun for the people that have been enjoying the system. It's really cool because it's kind of a two-way street, right? The people in the league, we're going to give them prizes, reward them different things. They help you share your project, share our passions, get the word out of, we don't get to do this unless we have people that want to watch and want to hang out with us. And if we can reward them for doing that, this is like, you just instantly see the reward, right? Share some stuff, get your points. But it's been really cool to be working with all these different communities and community managers, whether it's you over at Shredding Sassy or James over at Fuel World, all the guys over at VSP, Cal and Mike. Same as VFriends. VFriends is the only one we're not like formally working with. It's just a bunch of community members, but big shouts to Dano and a bunch of the guys over there. Monty, Sean, Mason, everybody over at Alien Friends. Again, Grape Sash over at UNXD. My buddy Nick at Karaoke, King Fudd, wherever the hell you are in Bongo, Mischievous Maxis, and then obviously my boy Joel over at NFT Pro Fitness. Been really cool to have them all kind of hang out, put this together, and work with us to make this tournament happen. But we got the new leaderboard going here, and for anybody who wanted to kind of get up to speed, up to date on how that's going, we can kind of fill you in on exactly how this leaderboard works going into that. But how you been enjoying the extra layer of competition in it, or what do you think?
Yeah, of course. When I can go in with all my fab and make a big enough bid to get Swift, yeah, I'm loving it, man. As long as I'm winning, I'm loving it. But it's an interesting little twist because the engagement points really can bump you up. Right now, I think Sassy's sitting in number 2. If it was based on purely points alone, we might be maybe closer to number 5 or number 6. Maybe even a little lower. So glad that we could do just enough to move up to number 2. And who knows, next week, Bush League better watch out. Sassy's coming to play.
I like it. No, obviously, been really cool to see how it works. And what we got going on is each one of these communities, they each have a 12-team league going. And what we're doing each week is tallying up their fantasy points. As you can see there, we're tallying that. And that's usually been kind of within 100 points most weeks. This week's actually, I think, the first week where we took the fantasy points. Last week, we ended up right at the bottom. So it's a huge turnaround of fantasy points for Bush League. We were literally dead last in fantasy points last week. And this week we came up just barely. I think someone had 450. Yeah, VSP had 450.4. So we didn't even get 1 point over top of them there. But you can see the big thing that's moving the needle is the fab points, and Shredding Sassy's been really coming out and just ripping on that. That's been awesome to see. We see a few communities, you're down at the bottom. That's because they're slacking. They're not helping move Bush League forward, because the idea is for us to be within the community, promoting these communities. Everybody comes to a lot of these projects and stuff, and they're just like, give me money. And it's like, okay, well, you at least have to share and help us promote, because we need to be able to grow. We need to be able to bring in revenue in order to be able to give things away, right? And so that's that layer that I think this adds fun to and allows. And so what we have everybody doing is just making sure that they're setting up their username and their team name and stuff, so that it all populates to the site in that way. And everybody can go to that leaderboard. And when they're in that leaderboard, what it's going to be doing, and we can see someone's even started to overpass me and at my own game, which is awesome to see. A couple of the guys in the Bush League, and then not DK's ripping there. He would probably be up top if he quit losing his Twitter accounts.
So he's we got to get you his new one. It's now the real DK. It's the
he's got to just go sign up again, and I guess he'll have to restart it. It's not gonna. He won't be tallying. We'll see what we can do at the end for him, maybe, but he'll have to get signed up and get moving up the leaderboard again with the new name. We can't change the tech. The tech is what it is. But obviously, pretty cool to see it. But how this works is everybody who's in the leagues was given the option to sign up to a leaderboard. If you're in the league, please sign up to that. That allows me to extrapolate a file every week how I do the fab. I literally sit down at night at 11 at night after the game ends till literally 2 in the morning. So you guys can just give me hugs or give me a thumbs up or press a like. I'd appreciate it. And I give out all that fab based on where everybody's standings are. It's something that maybe one day Sleeper, maybe one of these apps, come on, pick me up. We're going to change the marketing game and we'll integrate this tech right into it. But obviously we're doing all leagues on Sleeper, and this leaderboard here, basically all you have to do, set your name, set your profile picture. That allows it to populate to my site, and I'll show that in a little bit. Sign up to this leaderboard. This leaderboard is not only going to how I give fab and reward your social interactions, and the more fab you have, the more power you have in the league, right? That's something people are noticing right out the gate. Like, oh man, if I'm sharing, I literally can buy every player. Eventually, after a few weeks, you run out of roster room, things change, but you can see a direct reward, and that's what we want. Like, sure, some people are going to be bummed, and honestly, I know some people are probably going to quit over it and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, we want the people who care, who want to play, who want to be a part of it, who want to rip. I want to cater to everybody, and that's why it still works. You can still bid on players. You can still do your thing. It's not going to be as easy, and we love everybody who's in the league, whether you're sharing, whether you're not. But at the end of the day, the idea of this is that's what you're signed up for. Sign up, share, help us grow these projects, help us promote, and in turn, we're going to give everybody in these leagues some free prizes. They're all getting a free Bush League token and a free access to our online fitness membership. And I'll get into kind of how this will work in a second, but I want to hear what you were going to say.
So I was going to say that if you go in here, you're by playing along with this and doing this, you're getting the fab points, but you're also putting out content for this league, putting out content for your community, putting out content for yourself, man. You are growing yourself by doing this, by the content you create off of Bushleague Sports, man. I am stoked to go on here, and I'm all about action sports. I'm all about pumping, shredding, sassy. But by me going in here and talking about sports, talking about football specifically, and my fantasy team, man, I'm just doing something different. I'm growing myself in this digital world, online, on X, everywhere. So I mean, it's just it's up for me by doing that, man, and it's that for everybody. So it's so cool.
Yeah, no, and obviously with that you can add in the layer of just all the interactivity. For me, that's why I want people to help me grow it and expand it, because I want to make it so that people sharing specifically about Sassy and these other communities gets them points too, right? But we only got so much of a budget over here at Bush League for now. You can see this week we got a few, one of the guys from your communities looking like they're up top here. I'm going to have to tell the Bush League boys to rally.
Who is it? I can't read. Who is it?
Iron Angel is ripping away, so he's buzzing away there.
No, he's not. Oh my goodness! So that's Jacoby.
I'm in sixth. You're down in 10th. We're just putzing along here. We'll have a little ways to go.
I swear to goodness, I like every single post that you put out. Jacoby comments on every single one and shares every single one.
Retweets, you get those retweets, get you that 4 point, that quote tweet with the 5. Sometimes bonus. But basically for people, all you got to do is literally just like, share, retweet, or comment. Literally sign up for the leaderboard. I've sent the sign up in the leagues. Feel free to hop in the Discord. That's one of the things, you got to be in the Discord. If you hop in the Discord, I'll give you the sign up. Literally just sign up, and then anything you do, if you like a post, you comment, you enjoy it, you say good morning, you're getting points. There's nothing more to it. Literally play your fantasy league. If you interact, you get more fab. I do all the work, and that's it. You just play along, and you're helping grow, like you said. And then you're going to get a different ranking depending where your points are. One thing I'll do is I want to grow some different initiatives in the future, where maybe if Mischievous Maxi account retweets one of our shows, and however many retweets that gets, we'll turn it into fab. And I'll, as we get to like week 8, 9, 10, I'll start to strategize different ways where communities could do something that might give them a boost of like, 8,000-9,000 fab or something, get them back in the game, try to bring it back. Like there'll be a little gimmicks I do as things go on and stuff like that. But the big thing is getting the people playing and moving up down that leaderboard. And like I said, I really enjoy the kind of the power ranking setup. Shuts the bankroll for coding that all for me, and I can just go in the back end and I input all my numbers, and it all rearranges, and I set up my little thingies, and I've been having a lot of fun with that. And then obviously the reason I've been bugging everybody to go in and set their different images is because if you come here, you can see like for Bush League, it's all populated. Cool little 10 images. If any sports person were to come here just to learn what we're doing, just take interest in fantasy sports, they might just, a lot of what I'm doing is I don't want to push NFT stuff on anybody. I want to bring a place where people can enjoy sports. With Joel's fitness place, we're going to bring a place where people can enjoy fitness. And with the media, we're going to bring a place people can enjoy media, and just have it kind of subtly where maybe people, what is this? This is interesting. Maybe I want to check it out. Oh, maybe I can be a part of this project. Maybe I can be a part of that business. That's why Bush League's all about bringing people together, right? Say you go to the sassy one, you guys are pretty locked in. Everybody's done their thing. So if anybody's like, why you keep bugging me to set your image? It's because, Alien Friends are pretty locked in, but you can see the people who haven't, it's not populating an image. So for them, at first I was like, you got to do it. At this point, it's whatever. It's their team spirit. If they don't got it, it doesn't pop up. VSP, they're pretty locked in. Most of them there. Ooh, shouts. We only got Jeremy left. VSP's almost all the way dialed in. UNXD, they got a few to go there, but they're moving. But you could just see when people said it almost streams a little ad here. And my goal is to have thousands and thousands of people streaming through the site one day. So it'd be really cool to just be able to have people stuff there. Hopefully Sleeper, give us a shout. All the leagues are hosted on there. Pop over. It's one of the best apps on the planet. So you can rock through that anytime and use it. But it's been really fun to kind of host all leagues and do everything on that. But basically all you got to do is just play. That leaderboard too, the one cool layer to that I'll get into before we run back to everything else is obviously this has been open to the fantasy league, and it's going to be open to them and them only for the first 4 weeks, right? Starting in October, I'm going to open this leaderboard basically to everybody, right? It's going to become wide open. I'm still going to use this weekly ranking. You can see to the right of me here where everybody is. I'm still going to use that weekly ranking to give out fab every week. But what we're going to do is then open through probably October, November, and possibly December. We'll figure out the end date here in a little bit and let everybody know. But that leaderboard is going to become an all-time ranking where the all-time ranking is already started, right? So some people have kind of got a head start. Everybody who's in the fantasy leagues is getting a head start over everybody else who's going to kind of start populating automatically and not populating to my fab leaderboard. It's just going to start pulling everybody's API that interacts with the account. And that's going to rank what level of Bush League token we're going to get, because through our Bush League membership, you're going to be able to redeem for a membership that gets you a couple years access to these fantasy leagues. You just come token connect. It'll sign you up through all of this through your account automatically. That'll get you a free online fitness trial, discounts to 5 or 6 different businesses to start, and we'll kind of be expanding it from there. But where this ranks, we're going to be doing a free membership drop. There's going to be 420 memberships. And depending where you rank on this leaderboard, we have different tiers of tokens. And there's about 20 really rare tokens, 70 different ones. Me and my brother have kind of designed a Canadian coin collection. It's been kind of fun. It's got like the dime, a nickel, a penny, all the different coins. And we have our Bush League kind of different sayings on it and different imagery and stuff on it. And those coins, they're actually something that appears in an animation we have when we actually drop our full project sometime in early 2024. And when we go and drop that, you're going to be able to access different machines. Those different machines will have different rarities, you kind of play your chances on what rarity of token you're going to get as to what value business redemption you might get with it and things like that. And then depending on that, you might get a 1 month or a 3 month or a 1 year free fitness membership as well to kind of offset the gamble a little bit. It'll be a fun little, but so like the top 15 people on that leaderboard are going to get one of our toonies, and those toonies are going to give you access to all 3 machines. So basically you're guaranteed a year membership, a 3-month membership, a 1 month free membership. So you can give a couple to your friends, or you can, the way we have it is those redemptions are going to be open for 2 years. So, I mean,
you stack them
for a year if you wanted, or however you want to do it. And get 3 Bush League tokens, be able to play in a bunch of leagues, connect to a few times if you want to play in play in hockey leagues, which is something we're going to get into in the future, and things like that. And just be really fun. So basically, just like, I don't know how to hype up a mint. That's not what I do anyways. We're just here to try to find people that are passionate about things and want to be a part of it. But I think this free mint will be a fun way to get people into the ecosystem, get them understanding how we are starting to use the tech. And so this entire leaderboard is going to determine that. So everybody in the fantasy league, if you haven't signed up and you haven't started, I mean, I'm not going to say anything that's going to get me in legal trouble. You're not missing out on free moolah or anything like that. But I mean, you're pissing away your chance at the cooler things in our project. That's for sure, right? So get at her, get rolling, get moving. And I want to reward the most active people. In the end, everybody who's in the league will get a free token. That's part of the deal. But if you're not signed up, you're going to be the last one in line, even if you are in the league. So get signed up, get playing along.
For sure, man. I'm excited. I'm going to make that top 15. I don't care what I have to do it. I'm going to make that top 15 so I can get all those perks.
That tune is a cool coin. My little brother put a lot of hard work into it. It's really rad. We're going to do a cool animation on it.
That's amazing, man. That's amazing, dude. This is a good week. I'll tell you what, brother. I have so much fun coming here and chatting with you and doing this. I can't wait till we can bring in, a couple others every once in a while. Maybe we can get a couple other players in the leagues in here with us. Maybe we can get some founders in here with us. They don't have to know nothing about football. We can just get in here, talk some football, joke around, and have some fun. I think that's going to, add another layer to this whole thing.
I absolutely agree. I think we're going to start scheduling some other communities to come on in the future here and chat with them. Get some of the founders and people playing in the league on. We'll start to schedule them probably in week 5, 6 and on. We'll try to get that happening. So that should bring a little more interactivity to this. I think it'll be good. Get a few more people sharing it. Right now, it's probably just me and you sharing it out the gate. Maybe my mom, right? Maybe my mom sharing it. You just never know. And before we pop off too, anybody can pop in our Discord. We got a free weekly DFS league. It's hosted over on DraftKings. You just pop in there. You can come sign up, play the league every week. One person wins. They go to this Bush League playoff house at the end. In the playoffs, we're going to have a nice tournament for a big prize pool of different memberships and tokens. And only the people who win a week throughout the season get to enter that house. So it's a pretty prestigious place. My little brother has literally does 3D design that whole place. You can walk in it with characters and stuff. I'm just too dumb to know how to make those animations. So this year's all 2D sticker images. Next year, I'll actually use my brother's assets properly. But for now, hop in. Let's play some DFS. It's a good way for anybody who wants to follow along the Friends Fantasy League, but obviously can't play because you're locked in season long. Come join this. As many people, the more, the merrier. If we max this league out, way bigger prizes. So if you've won a week too and you're not sharing this every day and trying to get people in there, your problem, I guess, because you should be trying to make the prize pool bigger. The more people come, the more prizes there is, and there's a little layer. You can check it out in the Discord, and we got our disclosed. So please hop in, join in, and shouts to Suburban for all the little characters.
Suburban's such a beast, man. Every day, I put my my good morning post on X, and every time when she comments back, I'm like, there you go. She just such a beast artist, always grinding, always doing art, man, always painting, doing commissions, digital stuff, man. If you haven't checked her out, Suburban Bombshell on X, go buy her art. You can get it on OpenSea. She has some great things, man.
Yep, absolutely. You got anything else you want to get into? We're running up against an hour and a half. I know the game ended a little while ago, 30-12, easy dust for San Fran over the Giants. So we both got 1-0. We'll see where it goes after that. We picked a little different this week, I feel like.
We did. A lot different. I think we have actually maybe not. We have five different picks out of.
As I was saying it, I was like, actually, we probably did a lot the same and a lot different. And then as I was saying that, I was like, of course, that's what happened. Like, what else would have happened?
Like, so right now we have actually 4 different picks. So the biggest swing is going to be 4 games. The swing is going to be 4 games.
Oh, yeah. So we only have 4 different picks?
Yeah. So you took Cleveland, I took Tennessee, you took Detroit, I took Atlanta. You took Denver, I took Miami, and you took Las Vegas, I took Pittsburgh.
Interesting.
But hey, what I want to get in
could be a carryover.
I don't want it to be a carryover, brother. I don't want to. So right now on the season, we're through week 2. You're 17-15. That's above 500. That's above 500. That's a pretty good record. I take it for sure.
You're 19-13.
19-13. I'll tell you what, Terry Bradshaw right now is probably like he's probably looking rough. So I think we're doing pretty good, man. I think we're doing pretty good.
We're above 500 at Bush League. We'll take it all day.
Yeah. So I got one other thing for you. We talked a little bit about it offline, but I want to talk about it on the air live.
Listening.
So December 11th, Dallas, Texas. Dallas Stars versus Detroit Red Wings. Are you coming? I got 2 tickets. Lower bowl on the corner. Stars shoot twice. We're going to see Robo score a hat trick that game. Are you going to be here with me? I'll buy the beers. You're here.
Okay, here's the question, because shouts to local weather. They are sending out cases. I can't get my cases of local weather because I'm in Canada, but I can send it to some people in the States. And I was thinking of sending it to you because I might come visit. Do you literally, like, can I, like, is your wife going to divorce you? Like, can I send 50 cases of a sports drink to your home?
Potentially. Potentially on both. Yes, definitely you could send 50 cases of sports drink to my house. Is my wife going to divorce me? Potentially. I mean,
okay.
There's always a chance for that.
You got to tell me the risk assessment tolerance on that. And if it's a go, because I'll come down, like, I'm trying to figure out like how much my bag would weigh if I like opened the case, like I need to bring some cases back so I can put them behind me or some stuff. And I got to bring some to Joel. I got to leave you some so that you have some. Local weather. We'll give you, some love on the episodes. Maybe we'll take turns drinking one here and there, get some clips, put them out. Maybe they'll sponsor us, get me down to some Broncos games with Russ. But I wonder how many I could fit in a bag. I'll tell you a story. I don't know if I get in trouble for it. If I do, sorry. But as I was in Barbados back in the day, this lady I used to see, her parents had a place down there. And so we go down to Barbados and hang out. And coming back, they told me once, they said, the connecting flight is always so fast. They usually like don't bug you much. Like you can usually kind of like, if you wanted to kind of not get drugs through, but if you wanted to get more of something than you should have through, they probably won't check you because they know your timeline's a rush. It's just like a common theme for that flight. So in Barbados, you can get rum for like nothing, $3, right? And I was like 22 or 23 at the time. So I like drank heavily. Like I don't really drink much at all anymore. So I seen how many of these like 40 ounces I could fit with still having my clothes or anything I wasn't willing to sacrifice, and got like 7 or 8 of these Mount Gay rum and Barbados rum into my bag, giant plastic bottles. And sure enough, brought them up. They're like, "Do you have any liquor?" "Yeah." "How much?" 2.7 liters or under. Yeah. I mean, I had like 15 liters of just rum. Like my bag was just full of rum. And they're like, "Okay, sir." And I was like, "Oh, cool. Like it worked." And I just pedaled and went and didn't have to pay my duties. And so I brought home like a year's worth of rum for like $26. It was it was the greatest moment of my life.
But then when you flew into Canada and you went through customs in Canada, that's where you would have been asked, right?
Yeah, like that's where they asked, and I guess they would have, I guess, scanned my bag, but I guess they just didn't care that much to harass you most of the time. Because all that would have happened is that I would have paid duties, which then you would have paid like $25 a bottle. Well, now I may as well have just bought the rum at the liquor store in Canada, right?
Sure. Yeah.
So I was just stoked because for like $26, I had like $800 worth of liquor. So that's what I'm going to try to do with the local weather drink, because there's just laws where you can't ship a product over the border. I can legally bring it across myself. I'm pretty sure. Can I? Yeah, as long as it's in my check bag. I just can't carry my check bag. I can bring it across. So I think I'm going to bring 2 bags and come visit you and fill one up with local weather sports drink and see how many I can get home. And then we're probably going to take some cases and ship them strategically to some of my friends in the States, because that's plausible.
Let's do it, man. It's the second week of December. I think it's perfect, dude. I would love to go to a Stars game versus Detroit game with you. I think it'd be a blast. We're 2 huge hockey fans, both played hockey as kids all the way up. I haven't played in, I think, 5 years now, but my son's playing now. I'd love to get back on the ice. It'd be perfect, man. I'm all in.
Sweet. Well, I think it's been a good show. I think we covered lots. I think we got a good one ahead of us next week. It's been a good run, and I think we should call it a night here. It's been fun. We got
Yeah, dude. Awesome. Thank you very much for having me. I wouldn't rather be anywhere else on a Thursday night. If you're on X, catch us tomorrow on the Sassy Summit at 10 a.m. Eastern. We're just talking snowboarding, skateboarding, fantasy football. We're talking everything. We're having fun. Sassy Summit on X tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern time.
Let's go. Make sure you guys join that. And same with us, 6 a.m. a little earlier. Hop in. We're live Freestyle Friday. Joel Bam Bam Mills, he'll be in there 5:30 having coffee, hanging out with everybody. So come join us. Come do that workout. And then right after that wraps up, you can come chill with us for a little bit and take on your day. So thank you as always for joining me this Thursday night. Appreciate you. And I'm stoked to do this again next week.
Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it, brother.
Thank you. And as always, we'll see what happens next week. I'm hoping I get the win, hoping we can get the push-ups going your way. We'll see how it goes. But for now, it's been a good show, and we'll see what happens. But thank you as always.
All right, yes, sir. See you next week.
Everyone, as always, big shouts to my co-host Sleep for coming and joining us. Love doing this. On behalf of myself, everybody at Bushleague Media, Joel over at NFT Pro Fitness, Sleep there, and Shred and Sassy, and everyone over at Alien Friends. I'm always got the IP. The little friends even popped in today. If you didn't notice them, they've been hanging out all day. But I'm stoked to be here, stoked to be doing this with you guys every Thursday. I just can't wait to get back next week, have a little fun with you, do this all again. Until then, stay Bushleague, you beauties.
From the bottom, ain't no half-stepping. I'm the dog, I made it through so they don't ask questions. Long Beach, and it ain't no half-repping. Once a dog, always a dog, so they don't ask questions. From the bottom, ain't no half-stepping. I'm the dog, I made it through so they don't ask questions. Long Beach, and it ain't no half-repping. Once a dog, always a dog, so they don't ask questions. Tell them never question, dog, I'm sitting goat status. Eating chicken with my gin, smoking on some cabbage. Used to pedal on that swing with my fro out. Whole lot of bunnies flocking to me when I roll out. I've been rolling on dubs, coin collecting, keep it sonic blue. Blue rags and house shoes, they know how the dog do. Skinny nigga, heavy pockets, the West OG. Can't a nigga cross the globe say they don't know me. Been applying pressure from 8 to 24 like Kobe. Mr. Hall of Fame used to bend the corners with strollies. Had to lay the blueprint, they rolled out the carpet. Anything I wanna own, I got my own market. Blew this, blew that, everything beautiful. Still ain't sold my guns and I still ain't had to use them though. Was once a hard head, now I'm counting blessings. I made my own way, still they don't ask questions. From the bottom, ain't no half-stepping. I'm the dog, I made it through so they don't ask questions. Long Beach, and it ain't no half-repping. Once a dog, always a dog, so they don't